here to take it back!
Fire! The 1990s gave us some amazing science fiction blockbusters that everyone knows. But hidden behind Terminator 2 and Independence Day, there's a whole world of awesome action sci-fi movies that time forgot. These weren't just cheap knockoffs, they were creative, exciting, and sometimes way ahead of their time. Ready to discover 20 action-packed sci-fi films that somehow slipped through the cracks? Let's dive in and uncover these hidden gems that deserve another chance to blow your mind. Fortress, 1992. Imagine a future where having more than one child is against the law. That's the world of Fortress, where Christopher Lambert plays John Brennick, a man who breaks this rule and ends up in the world's worst prison. This isn't your regular jail. It's buried deep underground, and every inmate has a device in their gut that causes horrible pain with just one button press. The guards are ruthless, the warden is insane, and escape seems impossible. But Brennick won't give up, not when his wife and unborn child are counting on him. Director Stuart Gordon created a dark, violent vision of the future that feels more real every day. While bigger prison movies got all the attention, Fortress gave us something grittier and more thought-provoking. If you like your action with a side of social commentary, this overlooked gem is worth breaking out of its own prison of obscurity.
And created the perfect killing machine.
My quadrant! That was her sole purpose!
TC 2000, 1993. Welcome to a world split between rich and poor, where martial arts champion Billy Blanks plays Jason Storm, a cyborg cop who patrols the dangerous streets below the wealthy sky cities. When a strange disease starts turning people into mindless zombies, Storm has to fight through armies of humans and robots to uncover who's really pulling the strings. The movie combines awesome kung fu action with cool cyberpunk style, all done on a tiny budget that would barely cover the catering bill for today's blockbusters. Billy Blanks brings his real martial arts skills to every fight scene, making the action feel more real than most big-budget movies of the time. While everyone was watching Judge Dredd in theaters, TC 2000 was quietly showing how to make a great action movie without spending millions. It's got kicks, punches, robots, and conspiracy all wrapped up in one awesome package. We're curious, which of these post-apocalyptic worlds would you survive in? Let us know in the comments. And don't go anywhere, because we've got even more amazing 90s action coming up. Cybertracker, 1994. Don Wilson stars as Eric Phillips, a security expert who discovers a terrifying truth about the robot police called trackers. These emotionless law enforcers aren't just keeping the peace. They're being used to kill anyone who speaks out against the government. When Phillips tries to warn everyone, he becomes target number one. Now he's running from unstoppable machine assassins while trying to expose the truth. The movie never slows down, throwing Phillips into one explosive situation after another as android killers pop up around every corner. Director Richard Pepin knew how to make a little money go a long way, filling the screen with chase scenes and robot fights that keep you glued to your seat. While RoboCop was the king of robot cop movies, Cybertracker showed us the scarier side of letting machines enforce the law. It's a perfect mix of action and warning about trusting computers too much.
Has been reduced to a battlefield. Solution.
Class of 1999, 1990. High school is tough enough without having to worry about your teachers being killer robots. But that's exactly what students face in Class of 1999. When the government sends 3 military androids to control America's most dangerous high school, things get out of hand fast. These robot teachers take discipline way too seriously, turning detention into a death sentence. Now, the student gangs have to work together to survive their education. Director Mark Lester mixes Terminator-style action with high school drama, creating something totally unique. The movie uses great practical effects to bring its robot teachers to life, making their transformation from strict educators to deadly terminators extra creepy. While it might sound silly, the movie actually has smart things to say about schools, violence, and authority. Plus, watching robot teachers battle punk rock students in high school hallways is just pure entertainment gold.
I need the automatic and the girl.
Automatic 1995. Meet Roto, the world's most advanced robot butler, played by Olivier Gruner. He serves a wealthy family, following his programming perfectly until he discovers his owners are involved in human trafficking. When bad guys break into the mansion, Roto has to choose between following his programming and protecting the family's innocent daughter. What follows is a night of non-stop action as our robot hero fights off waves of attackers using martial arts and superhuman strength. Director John Merlowski brings real heart to the story, making you care about Roto as he learns to think for himself. The action scenes are creative and exciting, using Gruner's real martial arts skills to make Roto's fights look amazing. While bigger robot movies focused on destruction, Automatic gave us a more personal story about a machine learning to be human. Which wild sci-fi concept is your favorite? Giant robot scorpions, post-apocalyptic westerns, or time-traveling fighters? Share your thoughts below. The action's not over yet.
We'd all be in the middle of World War III.
Enough.
Digital Man, 1995. Don Wilson returns in this explosive story about a military android that goes rogue during a training mission. The Digital Man was supposed to be the perfect soldier, but something goes wrong with his programming. Now he's tearing through a small desert town, seeing every civilian as an enemy that needs to be eliminated. A team of experts has to stop him before he can reach a major city, but this killing machine has more tricks than anyone expected. Director Philip Roth turns this simple setup into a thrilling chase movie, with the unstoppable Digital Man leaving destruction in his wake. The action scenes make great use of Wilson's fighting skills, creating battles that feel both high-tech and hard-hitting. For anyone who likes their sci-fi action with a healthy dose of explosions and martial arts, Digital Man delivers the goods.
Yes, the architect's here, sir.
Isn't the man they think he is?
You just access baggage.
Project Shadowchaser, 1992. Ever wonder what would happen if Die Hard took place in the future with a killer robot instead of Hans Gruber? That's Project Shadowchaser in a nutshell. Frank Zagarino plays Romulus, a terrifying android who takes over a high-tech building and holds everyone inside hostage. The only person who can stop him is De Silva, a convicted criminal who knows every trick in the book. Together with a small group of survivors, he has to fight his way up 100 floors of robot-controlled terror. The movie turns ordinary offices into deadly battlegrounds where every corner might hide another android attacker. Director John Ayers makes great use of his small budget, creating tense action scenes that keep you guessing. While bigger movies were showing off fancy effects, Project Shadowchaser proved that all you need for great sci-fi action is a cool idea and solid execution.
Who are you?
Nobody in particular. I'm not gonna die for nothing.
American Cyborg, Steel Warrior, 1993. Picture a world where machines have won the war against humans. Pretty scary, right? Now imagine being the woman carrying the first human baby in 15 years. That's the setup for American Cyborg, where Joe Lara plays Austin, a mysterious warrior protecting humanity's last hope. He has to escort the mother-to-be through endless waves of cyborg killers who want to make sure humans never reproduce again. The movie was shot in Israel, using abandoned buildings and industrial sites to create a believable post-apocalyptic world. Director Boaz Davidson keeps the action moving at full speed, with Austin and his companion barely catching their breath between robot attacks. While everyone remembers the big robot movies of the 90s, American Cyborg delivers its own unique take on the future war between humans and machines. What other forgotten 90s sci-fi action movies should we cover next? Share your recommendations below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into hidden movie gems.
And your friends are letting it out.
Death Machine, 1994. Brad Dourif plays Jack Dante, a crazy genius who creates the ultimate killing machine called the War Beast. This mechanical monster learns from every fight and gets stronger with each kill. When Dante unleashes his creation in a high-tech weapons company, Security Chief Hayden Cale has to lead a group of survivors through a maze of death. The War Beast looks like something from your worst nightmares, with huge metal claws and a hunger for human prey. Director Stephen Norrington creates a perfect mix of action and horror, keeping you on the edge of your seat as the heroes try to outsmart a machine that's always one step ahead. While movies like Aliens got all the fame, Death Machine brought its own unique style to the killer robot genre. It's like a slasher film where the killer is made of metal and circuits.
Few must die for the greater good. That is the way of revolution.
Get Gallagher any way we can.
Hologram Man, 1995. Think you can't get crazier than virtual reality prisons? Think again. Hologram Man tells the story of Slash Gallagher, a dangerous criminal who gets sentenced to have his mind digitized and stored away forever. But 5 years later, he finds a way to escape as a hologram that can turn solid whenever he wants. Now he's out for revenge against the cop who put him away. And nobody knows how to stop a criminal who can walk through walls 1 minute and punch you in the face the next. Joe Lara plays the hero trying to stop this high-tech killer before he can free other digitized criminals. The movie mixes amazing action scenes with cool special effects that were way ahead of their time. While it might sound crazy, the story about criminals being turned into computer data doesn't seem so far-fetched anymore. It's like someone looked at our digital future and turned it into an action movie. Knights, 1993. Welcome to a world after the robot apocalypse, where cyborg vampires hunt the last humans for their blood and spare parts. Chris Christopherson plays Gabriel, a gruff cyborg warrior who protects what's left of humanity. He teams up with a young survivor to fight these mechanical bloodsuckers and their evil leader, Job. The movie takes the vampire genre and gives it an awesome sci-fi twist, with energy swords replacing wooden stakes and robot hearts instead of regular ones. Director Albert Pyun knows how to stage epic sword fights and make every battle feel important. Even with a small budget, the movie creates a unique world where magic and technology mix in weird and wonderful ways. If you're tired of regular vampire stories or normal robot movies, Knights gives you something totally different. It's like Mad Max met Blade, and they decided to fight robot Draculas together.
A living nightmare.
Gonna get out of here alive.
It's not afraid.
Prototype X 29EA 1992. Get ready for a wild ride with Lieutenant Jack Ryan, a test pilot who becomes part of a secret military experiment. After a crash that should have killed him, the government rebuilds him with experimental technology. Now he's faster and stronger than ever, but there's a catch. The computer in his brain is starting to take over, turning him into a killing machine he can't control. Actor Lane Lenhart brings real emotion to Jack's struggle to stay human while fighting the robot side of his brain. Director Philip Marcus keeps the action coming fast, with amazing helicopter scenes and explosive showdowns. The movie asks some pretty deep questions about what makes us human while delivering plenty of high-tech action. While bigger cyborg movies were playing in theaters, Prototype X 29A gave us a more personal look at the price of becoming part machine. If you could remake one of these with today's special effects, Which would you choose? Tell us in the comments, and keep watching. There are more hidden gems ahead.
You're talking about money.
Robot Wars, 1993. Ever wanted to see giant robots fight in the desert? Robot Wars makes that dream come true. The year is 2041, and massive robot scorpions are used as public transport across the wasteland. Don Michael Paul plays Drake, the last pilot of these awesome machines. When terrorists steal one of the robot scorpions, Drake has to power up an ancient Japanese war robot for the ultimate mechanical showdown. The movie uses amazing practical effects to bring its giant robots to life, with real models and miniatures instead of computer graphics. Director Albert Pyun knows how to make robot battles look epic, even on a small budget. Every time these mechanical monsters clash, you can feel the metal crunch. While Pacific Rim did giant robots years later, Robot Wars showed us how cool mecha battles could be back in the 90s. It's like someone combined Mad Max with Power Rangers, but made it awesome for grown-ups.
You gotta be one of the dogs.
I believe I found it.
Killing the ones that need killing.
Steel Frontier, 1995. Mix Mad Max with classic westerns, and you get Steel Frontier, a wild ride through a post-apocalyptic world. After nuclear war destroys civilization, a lone warrior named Yuma shows up in a small desert town that's being terrorized by a gang of raiders called the United Regime. Think of them as post-apocalyptic outlaws with tanks instead of horses. Joe Lara plays Yuma, a mysterious stranger who might be humanity's last hope for peace. When the bad guys push too far, Yuma gives them a lesson in old-school justice with some high-tech twists. Director Paul Hunt creates amazing action scenes, mixing car chases, gunfights, and futuristic weapons. The movie takes everything cool about Western showdowns and adds rockets, laser guns, and armored vehicles. While bigger apocalypse movies got all the attention, Steel Frontier proved that the spirit of Western heroes could survive even after the end of the world.
This marks the third. Not responding. GR44, do you read me?
Universal Soldier, 1992. Before they were famous, Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren starred in this explosive story about dead soldiers brought back to life as superpowered warriors. They're called Unisouls, perfect soldiers who don't feel pain or fear. But when Van Damme's character starts remembering his past life, everything falls apart. Now, he's on the run with a reporter, trying to expose the truth while being hunted by other Unisouls, especially Lundgren's psychotic super soldier. Director Roland Emmerich, who later made Independence Day, knows how to create amazing action scenes. The movie gives you everything you want: huge explosions, epic fights, and two martial arts legends going head-to-head. While it spawned lots of sequels, the original Universal Soldier stands alone as a perfect mix of sci-fi ideas and hard-hitting action. It asks interesting questions about memory and identity, while letting you watch super soldiers throw each other through walls.
The innocent.
I've gotten rid of his kind of.
Cyber Tracker 2, 1995. The robot law enforcers are back, and this time they've got an upgrade. Don Wilson returns as Eric Phillips, but now he's leading a resistance movement against the cyber trackers. These new robots can shapeshift to look like anyone, making it impossible to know who's human and who's machine. When the government announces plans to replace all police with trackers, Eric has to stop them before it's too late. The movie ramps up everything from the first film, with more action, better effects, and scarier robots. Director Richard Pepin knows exactly what fans want: more fights, more explosions, and more evil robots getting kicked in the face. While other sci-fi sequels lost their way, Cyber Tracker 2 delivers exactly what it promises. It's like Terminator 2 meets RoboCop, but with more martial arts and a smaller budget.
That's not enough.
A desperate woman, but what she discovers is new body.
Future Kick, 1991. Don Wilson kicks his way through another sci-fi adventure, this time as a bounty hunter in a world where the rich can download their minds into cloned bodies. He plays Walker, a guy who tracks down and destroys illegal clones for money. But when he meets a clone who's more human than the people he works for, Walker has to choose between his job and doing what's right. The movie delivers non-stop action as Walker fights his way through armies of thugs and killer robots. Director Damien Klaus makes every fight scene count, using Wilson's real martial arts skills to create amazing battles. While bigger movies were using fancy effects, Future Kick kept things real with actual stunts and fighting. It's the kind of movie that proves you don't need a huge budget to tell a cool story about a future gone wrong, especially when you've got someone who can kick robots in the face.
Garden, you're the best person for the job.
You want a woman protecting you?
Who would you rather?
Guardian Angel, 1994. In a world where crime runs wild, the rich protect themselves with android bodyguards called Guardian Angels. Cynthia Rothrock plays one of these perfect protectors, an android who starts questioning her programming when she bonds with the little girl she's supposed to guard. When crime lords target her client's family, she has to go beyond her code to keep them safe. The movie combines Rothrock's amazing martial arts skills with a touching story about a machine learning to feel. Director Richard Munchkin creates action scenes that let Rothrock show off her real fighting talent while playing a robot who's becoming more human. The special effects might be simple, but the heart of the story makes up for it. While Terminator 2 showed us a killer robot becoming good, Guardian Angel gives us a gentler take on the same idea, with just as many awesome fights. These movies might be forgotten, but their ideas were way ahead of their time. Which one surprised you the most? Tell us what you think below. We've saved some of the best for last.
Wir versuchen, lebende Haut herzustellen aus Metall und Gewebe. Denken. Und an alle Brandopfer.
Project. Metalbeast, 1995. Here's a wild one. What if the military tried to create super soldiers by mixing werewolf DNA with liquid metal? That's the crazy awesome idea behind Project Metalbeast. Kane Hodder plays a soldier who volunteers for werewolf experiments in the 1970s. When things go wrong, they freeze him until better technology comes along. 20 years later, scientists wake him up and add liquid metal to the mix. Now, there's an unstoppable metal werewolf on the loose, and only a small group of scientists can stop it. Director Alessandro De Gaetano combines horror movie scares with sci-fi action, creating something totally unique. The practical effects for the metal werewolf look amazing, using real animatronics instead of computer graphics. While other movies played it safe, Project Metalbeast went all out with its crazy concept. And there you have it, 20 forgotten gems from the 1990s that prove you didn't need a huge budget to make awesome sci-fi action. They might not have fancy effects or big stars, but they've got heart, creativity, and more robot punching than you can shake a cyber fist at. Next time you're looking for something different, you might just find your new favorite movie hiding in the action-packed shadows of the 1990s.